Alright, it says we are live. I'm trying some new settings, so if you guys start having issues or something, let me know and I will probably down the quality a little bit. But yeah, if you're here in the chat, I am showing that nobody is here, and I know that people are commenting, so at least we got 3 here. Yeah, my thing says 0 watching, so I can't ever tell if anybody's listening or not. Uh, so yeah, let me know how the stream looks, if it's jumping or anything, and I'll adjust as I go. I'm trying to up the settings each time to see how good a quality I can make it before it starts having issues. Excuse me. So as always, this is... Oh, hey, the counter just went up. This is the Low Budget Livestream. As always, I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds. For the 3 it says that are watching right now, welcome. Daniel's here, Bryce is here, Paul's here. I'm sure we'll have some others join here in a bit, I hope. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, and I'm sure there's a lot to talk about. I know some trailers and stuff came out, so we can talk about that stuff. I got 2 things I want to talk about, but if you guys got any... if you guys got any comments or questions or whatever, definitely put them in. Bill joins us. How you doing, Bill? So the first thing I want to talk about today is an update on Gino's Bad at Games. I know some people are excited to see that come back, and I am too, but there's a little bit of a problem maybe. Desiree says she's not watching. Yeah, we love you too, Desiree. But anyway, I put out a post teasing that a new Gino's Bad at Games is coming because it was going well. And then all of a sudden the game took a difficulty turn that I did not see coming. So I'm going to keep trying. There's 7 levels. I've gotten through 4. The first 2 were they went by pretty quick. The third one, the difficulty ramped up, but I was able to take care of it. The fourth one kicked my butt. Let's just put it that way. It took me like playing 4 or 5 times over 3 days to finish the level. But I tell you, it was a celebration when I did. I was pretty happy with myself. So if I can't finish the game in, say, maybe by the weekend, depends on how it's going. If I can't finish the game, I'll probably just do a review of the game. I did contact the studio that made it, and I was like, yeah, the difficulty, I mean, is there going to be a patch that can equal out the difficulty? Because it goes from good to play to almost unfair. And look, if you're good at these type of games, bless you, because you're awesome, but I'm not. And I'm more just a casual player, so, I want to play a game casually, and I just want to beat it. So if I can play a game on easy, I usually play it on easy, because I just want to play it, enjoy the story, all that stuff. But this one has no such option. And, and the thing is, it's based on a character that should be harder to take down. We'll just put it that way. Some of you know what it is, and I made the thumbnail I made the picture when I sent out, pretty obvious what it is, but I'm just having fun playfully dancing around what it is. But I'm hoping to finish it. I really am. When I contacted the studio, when I asked them about trainers that you can download that will help you, and they didn't answer anything about that. They didn't answer anything about a patch. We're like, here's some tips and tricks. And it's like, all right, I'm just going to keep trying. Maybe. I think, though, as I'm playing it, there's times on the death screen where the phrase will change, because usually it'll say, you're dead, but then it'll change the phrase. And I honestly think that's the game making it a little easier on you, because I swear there was one level I had so much trouble with, and then I go to play it again, because they were bringing out these guys in body armor and masks and big shotguns, and I'm just like, I can't get past these guys when they put 5 of them on you at a time. And because that's the thing, this game just overwhelms you with bad guys, and that's kind of how it makes it difficult. And so that being said, I was expecting these guys to pop out in this level, and they never did. And I'm like, I wonder if the game dumbs itself down for guys like me that just keep trying and trying and trying. Because one of the phrases says something along the lines of, "This game isn't impossible to beat," or "This mission isn't impossible to finish," or something like that. It's like, okay, are you making it easy for me? So when I have an update, I'll throw it out there, but I'm going to keep trying to play the game. So I ask you to please be patient with Gino's Bad at Games, because I think that I just think that I want to finish the game. I really do, but I just don't know if I can. And if I can, of course, I'm going to post it. I have uploaded 4 of the videos, the 4 levels, and there's 3 more levels, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. So that's the update on Gino's Bad at Games. So please be patient if you're expecting it, because I really want to beat this game. I just need time because, again, that last level took me like 3 days, and I don't get to play very often. We'll get into my main story, explaining the thumbnail in a bit. I mean, it's pretty obvious, the time of year and what logo is there. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get through the chat here first, so I don't get too far behind. Let's see. Bill says, "Hey, how about that Black Widow trailer?" I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say I thought it was anything original. That's not to say I didn't like it. I hear a lot of people saying, "Well, it looks like this movie, it looks like that movie." Well, so do a lot of other Marvel movies. It's just what you do with them. I really liked the way it looked. I I enjoyed the people in it. I mean, I forgot that David Harbour was in the movie, and I liked what they did with him. Um, I it doesn't. It looks like other spy movies I've seen, but it's based in the Marvel universe, so you're gonna see some characters and stuff. I wouldn't doubt if we got Tony Stark for just a bit, or something like that. We saw there's Thunderbolt Ross, so I mean, there's gonna be other characters. Um, so while I didn't think it looked original or anything, I still enjoyed it, and it makes me look forward to it. That being said, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, she's kind of grown on me over time. Even though I don't like it when she tries to ad lib, but and honestly, being that she's been there since the beginning, she should have had the first solo movie. But then again, the storyline is playing out. It's between Civil War and Infinity War, I think. So yeah, I I like what it looked like. Again, it's not. I didn't think it was original, but I did enjoy what I saw. Daniel says, "Can't wait to see your real rant on Amazon Prime according to your thumbnail." Yeah, I got some complaining to do about Amazon. We'll get to that in a bit. It's not going to be really a real rant because I'm not going to get that silly, but I just want to talk about what I've been dealing with them over the past week. And also, I swear this happened last Christmas, too. Desiree says, "Totally not watching," and she's just joking. Yeah, we know you're watching. At least you're not working this time. Excuse me. Daniel says, "I found my favorite movie of the year so far last weekend. It might be better than Endgame." Found my favorite movie of the year so far last weekend. Would that be Knives Out? Because that certainly is one of my favorites this year. Let's see. Desiree says, and Desiree had an issue, and you can share it in the chat. I can say a little bit about it if you want me to. She was riding the bus and a car hit the bus. I can't remember all the details, but yeah, she got a little messed up. So everyone, send your well wishes to Desiree. She says, "My everything hurts and I want to stop. Make it stop. Why does Final Acclaim got to be such a hassle? Because that's what Final Acclaim is." Yeah, they never make it easy on you. She also says, also David Harbour will be the only reason I'm eager to see new Black Widow. Yeah, I loved him in that trailer. It still fits. That's my terrible Russian accent. It's better than Scarlett Johansson's. I'm Russian. Well, I used to be. I still hate that line. Let's see. Paul says, "Do you think Yelena the Low will be the new Black Widow in the Avengers movie. Yeah. I do, and I think they are kind of setting up the future. And Bill says I think she'll be a villain. I think that's, I don't know. They're probably looking for a new Black Widow, and uh, I think that's where they're gonna go. Um, will she be teased as a villain or a turncoat? Maybe. I think she's gonna be the new Black Widow, though. Daniel says, exactly, not a lot of Marvel movies are original, and they just copy other films. Heck, Avengers Endgame is a copy of the Emoji Movie. Yep, spot on. Uh, Bryson says, No Time to Die's trailer is pretty good. Rami Malek, I think, will make a good Bond villain. I was a little surprised with him in that trailer. But yeah, I really enjoyed the heck out of that trailer. It made me really excited. After I was not a fan of Spectre. I hated the forced love story. I just thought the villain was a little weak. But I like that they're teasing that the love story was BS and in this new one, and I like just about everything I saw in this. I'm wondering how they're going to finish it off, because if you've got Blofeld in prison and this is James Bond's last movie, or if it's Daniel Craig's last movie, I don't know what the plan is, but they're gonna have a lot to resolve. I'm willing to bet that this is gonna be a longer Bond movie, maybe even maybe 2.5 or so hours, maybe, because they're gonna have a lot of story to tell. You got a new villain, you've got Blofeld, you've got the love story to deal with, you've got a new 00 agent that may be the new 007. I think they didn't say it in the trailer, but I think they've said that in articles. Um, so anyway, I'm looking forward to that one. Let's see. Desiree says, I just really don't like ScarJo. Won't even try to be Russian. I mean, that's Natasha's whole deal. In every other incarnation. Yeah, that was just weird. She was just like, I used to be Russian. Wait, or I'm Russian. Well, used to be, and she doesn't have the accent. And then in this trailer, everyone in her quote unquote family has an accent. So that was kind of just like, oh, they can speak with a Russian accent. And I think she probably, I don't know if they tried it and it sounded bad. I never heard anything about that, but yeah, I was, whenever she appeared in Iron Man 2 and didn't have an accent, I was like, oh boy. Daniel says, no, it isn't Knives Out, even though I thought that was amazing too. Frozen 2 is his favorite movie, to be honest. It was everything I wanted more. Yeah, I was not a fan of that movie. I felt they were trying too hard. And if you enjoy it, hey, cool, man. I'm happy for you. Because I could see why people would enjoy it if you like the characters and everything. But I don't know. It felt too much like Avatar: The Last Airbender to me. That was my big thing. I felt like they were kind of stealing that story. Because they needed to come out with a story because Frozen 1 made lots of money. But if you enjoyed it, hey, man, that's cool. I didn't hate the movie. I was not really a fan. Bill says, I need to write a song called Everything's Broken on Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, Christmas, I'm not real happy about the holidays. I'm happy I have kids that are happy about the holidays, but I am not a big fan of the holidays. By the way, speaking of not a fan of the holidays, I've made public my Christmas disaster playlist on the channel. It's just some videos and of rock Christmas songs and songs making fun of Christmas and everything. If you have any suggestions that aren't on the list, definitely send them to me on Twitter or in the comment section or something, because I'm looking for new songs for the list. I know Rob from Smirking Gun Reviews put another. I have one Weird Al song on there, and he put another one. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I'm looking for new suggestions for songs for the Christmas disaster playlist over on the channel here. Let's see. Pastel Kitten says, "Hey, how you doing?" Daniel says, "Make me wish they could give Frozen 2 the in-game treatment, where they give it a 3-hour runtime." You really think a little kid's gonna sit through that 3-hour runtime? Those movies. I don't know how long this one was, but it wasn't even 2 hours. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know if they could get kids to sit through that. That's probably the reason why they wouldn't do it. Because they're aiming more for that demographic than they are those that want a big epic movie. Um, Paul says, are you going to watch CW Crisis on Infinite Earths? Not right away. I don't watch any of those shows. That being said, I'm curious about what they're doing. I'll probably find some way to watch it. I'm kind of hoping they put it on the DC Universe site. I doubt they will. But then again, some of those shows are on there, I think. So maybe it'll show up there. I'd like to see it. I just like to see all the different characters from different shows and everything. Kevin Conroy especially. Um, but will I watch it right away? Probably not. Again, I'm not invested in any of those shows. Pastel Kitten says they're making a Frozen 3 already. No surprise there. Paul says, hope Elsa has a baby in Frozen 3. You know, they haven't really gave her a love story yet. The love story in the second one was just the typical, I'm trying to propose, but I keep messing it up, and she thinks I want to break up story that you've seen in rom-coms. And I don't know if they'll ever do anything with Elsa. I'm sure eventually they will when they run out of ideas. Bryce says, I really enjoyed Knives Out. The only thing that surprised me is I felt Jamie Lee's role was actually pretty small. You had a lot of people in that. That was really the only... It's going to be hard to share with everybody screen-wise time. Yeah, I mean, of course, I would love more Jamie Lee Curtis. But, you know, I thought everybody, and I mean everybody in that movie was fantastic. Desiree says ScarJo's Russian accent can't possibly be worse than J Law's. Hey, if you're talking about what's that movie? What is the movie you're talking about? Now I'm drawing a blank. Enemy at the Gates, I think, right? I like that movie. If that's the movie you're referring to, I like that movie a lot. And yeah, I know his Russian accent isn't that good in that, but I like that movie a lot. Let's see. Daniel says, "Yeah, I was waiting for Frozen 2 ever since they announced sequel back in early 2015. My guess that I wasn't disappointed because fan fiction helps. You know, I don't even delve into fan fiction. I'm afraid to. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. If anyone enjoys a movie, I'm glad. There's only like some movies I'll be like, I can't say I'm happy you like it, but that's a very short list that I'd really have to study. If people get because I get enjoyment out of movies that other people don't like. So, Desiree says Red Sparrow. Which one was that? Sorry, I have to pull up my IMDb. I'm actually prepared this time. Is that what I think it is? Red Sparrow. The one with Jennifer Lawrence? I forgot. Oh, you're talking about Jennifer Lawrence, not Jude Law. Sorry. I drew a blank there. My bad. I'm totally out of it. You have to forgive me. It's been a long week and it's only Wednesday. That's right. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. I did not like Red Sparrow at all. I'm like Jude Law was in Red Sparrow. I don't remember him being in Red Sparrow. But yeah, J Law. I gotcha. See, I don't even think of Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not really a fan. But yeah, I was not a fan of that movie at all. It made me laugh, and it shouldn't have made me laugh. Let's see. Where was I? Bryce says Sean Connery and Hunt for Red October had the worst Russian accent. A Scottish accent. That's true. That's true. I mean, you know, though I will say I enjoy the Harrison Ford movies versus the other ones, especially Clear and Present Danger and that whole series. I do enjoy Hunt for Red October, yeah, but Sean Connery's just being Sean Connery and Sean Connery, the submarine movie. But yeah, it's bad. It's and that I don't know if anyone's seen. I think it was called K-19, The Widowmaker. It had Harrison Ford, and I think was it Liam Neeson. I think was in that. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. They were pretty bad too. Let's see. Daniel says, and I just really love the world of Frozen, the relationship between the characters, plus lots more of Elsa and Anna interactions, and having them carrying a lot of Olaf. And I love Olaf, and he was the best. I thought he was the best part of Frozen 2. I enjoyed where he was given the synopsis for Frozen 1, and then after the credits, he was given what happened in the rest of this movie you just watched. I thought it was funny. But anyway, Let's see. Bill says I still think Frozen 2 should have had season mancers. Imagine winter fighting spring, with spring as the villain. Yeah, that's what kind of surprised me is that they just used the elements, and again, it was Avatar. Um, but yeah, again, I was just sitting there going, man, I wish I was at home watching Avatar: Last Airbender, not the Shyamalan movie, the cartoon, because it just made me sit there going, I wish I was at home watching that. The movie, I mean, it was fine, and I understand why people like it though. Daniel says, plus also Frozen Fever short and Olaf Frozen Adventure short helps. I did like the Olaf Frozen Adventure. That one was fun. I don't think I. Yeah, that one I remember, and I remember enjoying it. I know a lot of people didn't like it, and they thought it was too long. I enjoyed it because I like Olaf. Bryce says my biggest disappointment currently was I didn't enjoy The Good Liar very much. Performances were good, but I think the script was pretty weak. I like The Good Liar, and yeah, if you had anyone less capable in those roles, that movie would not have worked. And that movie went into some places that I won't say here because it would spoil the whole thing. I liked as far like all the weird ways it went. Yeah, the script was iffy, and you knew what the end game was. That was a little bit of a disappointment. But I enjoyed that movie. I'm not going to call it like best movie of the year, but I definitely enjoyed the leads in it a lot. Of course, I'm just big fans of those two anyway. Bill says on Black Widow, if you're a Russian spy, having a Russian accent is not helpful. Well, that's just it, though. You think she'd be able to go back and forth, though? I get that if she's in America, she would be able to have multiple accents. Like if she was in America, she could do, her non-Russian accent. But it's just you would think when she was when she was with Shield, she would just kind of go back to her natural voice. But that being said, maybe she was undercover so long that it went away, or I'm sure they'll probably make some kind of reference to that in Black Widow. I'm sure. But yeah, that is a good point. Daniel says the Frozen Northern Lights Lego short didn't really help because they tried to make it more like the Lego movie than Frozen. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one. Desiree says, for an actual good Christmas album, I recommend the Brian Setzer Orchestra's Dig That Christmas. The song Santa Drives a Hot Rod is fun. Nothing like good old rockabilly. I'll definitely look at that one for the list. Again, I love suggestions. I got some decent songs, and there's some that are just making fun of Christmas because I'm not the biggest fan of the holiday. But let's see. Daniel says, since you saw Frozen 2, how was the trailer for SpongeBob, Scoob, Trolls 2, Onward, and Soul? Let's see. SpongeBob looked. The only thing that surprised me about SpongeBob is they didn't use the classic animation. They're trying to up their game and kind of make it a 3D-ish kind of animation. That was a big surprise for me. I did love seeing Keanu Reeves show up. Scoob did nothing for me. I like the idea of the animation, but I missed the voices. But then again, we got to move on, I guess. Trolls 2, I've seen that trailer multiple times. My biggest gripe about that movie, and I know they're all going to play nice at the end, but why does rock and roll have to be the bad guy? That's my big gripe about that one. Let's see. Onward. Onward. I'm not going to say it's really amazed me much. I'm looking forward to it, and I do like when they slip one past me that I don't have a lot of expectations for, and it's really good. But that one hasn't really done anything really for me yet. And Soul, it didn't really do much for me either, but I'm looking forward to it too. I like the music, but I've seen so many trailers, it didn't stick out as memorable to me. But then again, if I look at it again a few more times, it might stick out a little bit more for me. Dan also says, if Disney doesn't want to make a Frozen, I'm willing to believe you meant Frozen 3 for a long time. They should make a Disney Plus series. Oh, I imagine there'll be some shorts or something on there eventually, and along with things like Wreck-It Ralph and things like that. If we're getting, like, Forky asks a question, I imagine we'll get some stuff for other properties as well. Paul says, wonder why Black Widow movie is not an origin story. Oh, I'm sure there's some in there. I think they're just trying to tell. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to, you know, yeah, they de-aged like Sam Jackson and Captain Marvel, but I doing that for like a whole movie might be difficult. Um, but I'm sure there's going to be some in there. Desiree says all my Chris Summer song recommendation will be Rockabilly. That's fine. Like I said, definitely put it in the chat afterwards. It'll be hard for me to go through this chat and look, but if you want to put it in the chat of the video when it gets uploaded finally, when it processes, that'd be fantastic. Or you can send it to me on Twitter, of course. Let's see. Daniel says the Frozen Lego short was first shown on Disney Channel. Frozen Fever was in front of Cinderella remake, and Olaf Shore was in front of Coco. Yeah, I remember the one being in front of Coco. I don't remember the Frozen Fever one in front of Cinderella, but I don't remember Cinderella that much either. So I'm not surprised. I had to clear this one because Desiree used a bad word that's also a name. Only thing I'm wondering about Scoob is this Hanna-Barbera verse they're making. It's going to have Dick Dastardly, bad word, Blue Falcon and Dynamite, and Captain Caveman, one of his Angels D. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with this. I have a feeling that it's going to be, those characters are going to be kind of throwaway in a way. They'll just be, here's this character now, here's this character. It's going to be trying to get the nostalgia from those of us that actually watch that stuff, like myself. But I don't think they're going to do too much outside of this movie with them, but, who knows, it's Hollywood. Paul says, can't wait for your review of Black Christmas and Cats. I can't wait for Black Christmas, even though I kind of know the whole movie, even though I haven't seen it, but the trailer looks like it tells you everything. And boy, am I looking forward to Cats. I am not, I'm not excited for Cats, but, who knows? I know people are saying there's not much of a story to it or whatever. I've never seen the play. I know what it is. I've seen like little bits and pieces, like whenever it was, they would show something from Broadway or something, but I don't really know much about it. Who knows? I have a feeling a lot of people are going to say that they're trying to force a story that wasn't there. That's what I'm hearing from, there's some people I work with that are in the theater, and they're saying that the play doesn't have much of a story, that they think that they're just going to cram a story into it. Daniel says, not excited, or I'm excited for Soul because Pete Docter is directing. He directed Monsters Inc. Okay. Oh, Up and Inside Out. Okay. Well, that ups my excitement as well. Daniel says you should take your kids to watch Cats on Christmas, and I should say something to you that's really mean. No, I'm just playing. No, not at all. Not happening. I don't even want to go see Cats on Christmas. Okay, so now I've caught up on the chat, let's talk about that thumbnail. We'll let the chat build up a little more. So Amazon Prime. Anybody here fans of using Amazon? Show of hands. Okay, so when you order something on a website, we'll just say Amazon is the example we're going to use. It should be easy, right? You pick what you want. They have your credit card number. They charge you, and then they send it to you, right? That should be pretty simple. Okay. So this year, I'm doing most of my shopping on Amazon. And I'm also doing shopping for my parents, for my kids as well. So I'm placing a pretty big order. And all right, so I placed this order on, was it Monday this week? Or was it Monday or was it Sunday? It may even been part of last week. See, I've lost track of time. Anyway, it's been like a week or whatever. It's Wednesday, right? So I order this stuff. And it should be, well, first of all, my bank had an issue with a credit card payment, and that started off this whole thing where it didn't see I made a payment and it never showed up my credit card for like a week, and it was a mess. But they fixed that. My bank's cool. They fixed it. But then, so okay, I used Amazon. I ordered a bunch of stuff. Let's say a lot of stuff. Okay, at least like I think it was like 20 items. Okay, because like I said, I'm shopping for my parents and me for my kids. And I ordered one or two things for myself because there was good deals. I didn't do a ton of shopping on. I guess it was Monday I made the order because it was Cyber Monday. That's right. That's when I did make the order. So it's only been a couple days. It's felt like a week. See, I don't even remember when I ordered anything. It just felt like it's been a week. Um, so I watched my credit card, and they showed that Amazon charged the amount. They had like five different orders because they were going to ship it in five different shipments, I guess. Okay, and then on my credit card statement online, it shows the five different numbers, and it adds up to what I was spending. Right, should be fine. Go on the Amazon app. It says, "Hey, these are all ordered. They're going to arrive at this date." Okay, we're good. Uh, so after I did that, it was about I don't know, it was about 3 o'clock my time, and I'm like, okay, I don't have anything else going on today. I'm going to bed. Um, so I go to bed, and I sleep, and I sleep, and I sleep, and I get up about. I have to be at work at 3 in the morning the next day. I get up about midnight, 11 o'clock, 11:30 midnight, something like that, and I get an email that says a lot of your orders aren't going through. Okay. I first thought it was a scam. So I go to Amazon because I'm not going to be an idiot and click on a link, right? Um, so I go to Amazon, and sure enough, it says three of my items, the money was there. And then all of a sudden it says the rest of them are, you need to find a new version of payment. What? I'm thinking, what is going on here? Because I knew the money was there. Like I said, I had money from my parents that for them to shop for the kids, and I had money for me that I was using to shop for the kids. And so, and I didn't even use it all, right? So the money was there. Let's just put it that way. The money was there. I know it was there. Um, so, so I'm checking my credit card statement. Sure enough, at midnight or around midnight, they tried to charge another big amount, that same, and it got declined. The same big amount, it got declined again, and then another big amount, and it got declined again. I'm like, what is going on here? So they tried to charge me twice for this stuff. And then also I thought, did my credit card get stolen? Because maybe it wasn't, maybe my card was just being used, right? I don't know. So I talked with my bank the next day because I talked to him that day, you know, just, it's just a big mess, right? Again, I can't even keep track of my days with this. And so they tried to charge me twice. And even today, uh, for some of the other items that were like pre-order, but it was just for a few days, they're trying to charge me again for that. And we called them from the bank, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because they're like, well, when it gets shipped out, we charge you. It's like, yes, but you already charged me. Now you charge me again. Well, we're not showing that. Well, it's like my card. So I have just been dealing with this since Sunday, Monday, whenever it was again. Um, but anyway, so I just been frustrated with Amazon. But here's the thing. Everything I needed was on there. And it was the cheapest. So of course I'm going to use it. But now, and then I remember it's like, oh yeah, I had issues last Christmas too with them. So it's like I need to remember next year that apparently I have to order everything separate. And that should work because apparently they grouped it one way, but then they're like, "Oh, we can't do it that way, so we got to redo it and then charge again." And it's a mess. And the bank has had to extend my credit to make sure that I don't get like hit with bad. They extended like not permanently, but they did a temporary extension of credit to make sure that I don't get screwed through the credit card again. And they've been very helpful with that, thankfully. But Amazon has not been easy to work with, and I still had to get like 3 or 4 more things from them, and I had to do that today. So, because it's got to get here for Christmas, right? Otherwise, kids ain't happy. So anyway, that's what the thumbnail's about. I am just not a fan of Amazon right now. But yeah, it's oh boy, it's just been. I've just been. I mean, when we called them, I almost let them have it. I'm sitting there trying not to yell at them, and I'm just like, look, I'm just like, you're ruining Christmas. Um, I tried to do some shopping in the stores, and I had been. My credit card gets rewards for like gift cards, so I've been getting like Target and Walmart gift cards, and using that stuff as well. So I did have some help there, and I could get some of it in the store. But of course, you can't get everything in the store. You just order it online, and it's there. Thankfully, some shipments showed up today, and the rest of them, except for like one thing, is saying it's on the way. So at least there's that. But it's just been a mess that should not have happened. And so I'm just warning y'all, if you're using Amazon for Christmas, just be careful what you do, because from what I understand, I ain't the only person this happening to. I guess my lady from the bank talked to someone today about it, and they said it happened. This is an Amazon worker. They said it happened to them, and they work at Amazon. So it's just been a freaking mess. But anyway, let's get back to this. Let's see, where was I? Okay, I guess scan up here. Oh yeah, there's Daniel's comment about taking my cats to Christmas. That's where we left off, right, Daniel? Let's see. Desiree says, if they're making a Hanna-Barbera verse, I seriously wonder how many people younger than us would care. Heck, even people my age I was talking to don't know most of the characters I mentioned. Yeah, I mean, Hanna-Barbera was never as big as like Looney Tunes, even though they had some great characters. I mean, I used to love the Hanna-Barbera stuff. But and I've tried to show my kids that stuff as well. But yeah, they're just not as well known, I mean, yeah, everyone knows Scooby-Doo, but who remembers Top Cat? Who remembers? I'm pulling up a list here. Oh boy. Oh boy. This thing's trying to download some stuff on my system. Hold on here. But yeah, I mean, there's so many Hanna-Barbera cartoons that are fantastic. And again, I tried to show my kids this stuff, and my son, they've dug like Scooby-Doo, but really there's not a ton of them that they've liked. So I mean, like, my favorite is Hong Kong Phooey, and they've been saying we're gonna make a movie of that for years. So I don't know what their plan is for this universe. Let's see. Where was I? There we go. Bryce says Broadway movies rarely work for me. I love Les Mis, but the movie was meh. I also don't care for the Ross and Phantom movie. Yeah, I can't think of one that. I remember thinking Les Mis was okay, but I had seen the play, and the play's better, and it was an off-Broadway play, but I just love the whole moving sets and everything. Someone at work told me about the moving sets, and I thought that was really cool, especially when what's his name jumps off the bridge. The way they do that on stage is really awesome. So yeah, it's just hard to make those stage plays work. So I thought Into the Woods worked okay. I still like the stage play better. But anyway, Daniel says he uses Amazon sometimes. Bill raised his hands. I guess you can raise your hands in the chat. Paul says the only two Hanna-Barbera cartoons I like to see is the Herculoids and Space Ghost. Man, I remember those. Paul says Birdman would be a good live action movie. Yeah, it was already. Don, I'm kidding. Yeah, Michael Keaton should play him. But yeah, I know. I love Birdman. Brian says Harvey Birdman was a great show. It utilized the Hanna-Barbera characters well. Yeah, I like that show a lot. I didn't get to see a lot of it, but I did like what I saw. It was a favorite Adult Swim show. Yeah, I dug that one. Bill says Jeff Bezos demands more money. Well, he's got to pay for that alimony somehow, right? Um, Bryson says it's like Walmart versus Target. I don't like going to Walmart, but it's cheaper than Target and has more items. Yeah, it's. I don't like going to Walmart either, even though I don't have a problem with Walmart. It's just, especially at Christmas time, there's just so many people there and it takes forever. And but yeah, I honestly find more success at Target, and really with the gift cards I get, it's you can get Target gift cards. Excuse me, you can get Target gift cards with like the same amount for less points on my rewards. So I usually go with Target. Dan says, "Yeah, I remember you telling us that you have issues with online shopping last year, but it was Walmart you had issues with." Okay, maybe it was Walmart. I know I had issues with somebody. It's been a year and I forget things. Man, how'd you remember that? Let's see. Yeah, I thought it was Amazon, but I guess it was a big order with Walmart, I guess. That's right. It was a big. I remember now. But how do you remember that? Um, I guess I'm just getting old. Let's see. Desiree says, crazy. I've never had an issue with Amazon. I wonder what it was that made it act janky. Probably the time of year. They probably had to hire a bunch of temps. It could. I don't know. How big of orders do you do? That's another thing, because again, it's this is the first time I've ever ordered this much stuff. That's probably was the main issue, I think. Um, Desert says Speed Buggy, Funky Phantom, yep, Jabberjaws, Quick Draw McGraw, heck yeah. McGilly Grill, Space Ghost, Hong Kong, yeah, Hong Kong food, that's my favorite. I got some toys of Hong Kong Fooey around here somewhere in a box. I love Hong Kong Fooey. Most don't know him. Says, dang, I can't believe I almost forgot. Rob Halford of Judas Priest came out with a Christmas CD this year. My boss said I couldn't play it in store. I listened to a few songs that the other day. I can't remember if I have one from him on my list or not. I can't remember what all's on there. Because there were some I couldn't put on there. My Corey Taylor one is about as that one has some cursing in it, but the rest of them are just kind of rock versions or rock people playing Christmas songs. Or there's the Night the Santa Went Crazy by Weird Al. But anyway, um, yeah, I remember seeing some Rob Halford Christmas music, but I didn't get a chance to listen to a lot. I'm gonna have to listen to some of that. Paul says Wally Gator, Pixie and Dixie and Jinx. Yeah. If you guys got anything else you want to talk about, definitely put it in the. Definitely put it in the chat. But you have to forgive me. I'm just. It's been a week. Um, but yeah, if you got anything you want to talk about, definitely put it in there. I know I just said that. Forgive me. I'm a little tired. Daniel says Playmobil is going to cost $5 per ticket in every Regal theater and is not going to have showings after 7. Plus, it's getting bad reviews. My guess is that it will be the next big $1 billion hit. Not with Frozen 2 in theaters, it won't. Playmobil, when I first saw the picture for it months and months ago, I'm like, oh boy, everyone's trying to be Lego. And Lego has played itself out. I didn't like Lego Movie 2. And I didn't like Ninjago because it didn't look like the Lego Movie. It was just the figures and anything that needed to be Legos. The Batman one was decent, and the first Lego Movie. I mean, I saw it again. I can't watch it anymore because the magic's gone. But I imagine watching Playmobil, which I am seeing on Thursday. I know there's another movie coming out. Mark Ruffalo's new movie's coming out this weekend too, but I have to wait and see that on Friday. Seeing Playmobil this weekend, I'll just put it this way. I've already written the majority of my review for it already, just to see if I'm right. I think it's going to try so hard to be Lego Movie, and it's probably going to be like making me suggest that people see Lego Movie 2 instead, even though I didn't really like that movie. I mean, what's next? Imagine Next. Anyway, yeah, I'm not surprised that it looks just terrible. I mean, I'm sure the animation's okay, but yeah, the movie itself, just the storyline they're telling, it looks like every trope they could steal from somebody else. Let's see. Desiree says Hong Kong Fu is my fave too, although I'm sure they'd change him somehow because he wouldn't be PC enough for today's culture anymore, being loosely based on black exploitation in his name. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just it, and that makes me wonder why, or wonder uh, if that's why it hasn't gotten made. Because I heard they were making him like a 3D ish version of it. Uh, I heard they were making it. I don't know, some years ago, just a few years ago, they were making like a 3D version of it. Um, so I don't know. I mean, they do it to everything else. It'll eventually happen, I guess. Who knows? Maybe he'll show up in, even though I know he's not technically part of the Scoob uh, universe. Uh, Maybe he'll show up. I don't know. Hopefully. Mark joins us, says Tinker Toys the movie. It'll happen. Lincoln Logs will be after that. Uh, Desiree says if they did a Hanna-Barbera verse, I kind of hope the Wonder Twins would finally be using something big, like make them big. I gotta love the Wonder Twins. Um, let's see. Daniel says movie theaters not giving Playmobil showings after 7 reminds me of Oogie Loves when that movie didn't get any showings after 7. Yeah, I know our theater. I was gonna go see it at like 4:30, but then I had something come up, and I'm seeing it like 6:30. I think that's the latest that is showing. The movie's only, not even an hour and a half, I don't think, or it's around there somewhere. Um, but yeah, I didn't see Oogie Loves, and I'm not going to. I've seen clips of it, but yeah, it's gonna be. I have a feeling. I mean, there might. I don't know. Again, with Frozen 2 in theaters, that movie probably ain't gonna do anything. Um, I just got this bad feeling that when I show up for the movie, they're gonna cancel it, um, and then I'll have to go see the Mark Ruffalo movie. Thankfully, they'll have that one showing at 7. So I do have a backup, thankfully, because I gotta have something for the radio review. Um, let's see. Bill says The Rock and Danny DeVito crashed a wedding in Mexico and sang a duet. That sounds like a Mad Lib, but it happened. I can totally believe that. Celebrities do weird things like that every now and then, and I could definitely see them too doing it. Um, I am looking forward to that movie. I have a feeling though that it's not going to be. I think it's going to try too hard to cash in on the first one, or not the Robin Williams, but the first one with The Rock in it. That's going to be kind of the same jokes, just twisted around. And also, I my prediction for that movie is that the kid that went back in, uh, he's the NPC from the first one, the one that was driving him around and stuff. I think he's the NPC. He's trying to get his friends back together, so he brings them back into the game, making them chase him, and he's going to be the NPC. That's my guess for that movie, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy, but I just have this feeling he's the NPC. They showed, and I was wondering what they were going to do with Bethany. He's either like Bethany was like supposedly a horse, and then she gets back in her body, and I don't know who the fifth character is. Uh, I'm not sure how they're working that, but I just have a feeling that the main kid that went back in first is the NPC in the movie. That's just what I think. Um, let's see. Desiree says also some Cartoon Network shows were made from late time Hanna Barbera before they got swallowed, like maybe like Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Dexter Laboratory. Could they be included? I don't know. I don't know. Probably just depends on who owns what, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I know. I want to say Powerpuff Girls had a movie, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who owns those. I guess if they, I mean, if they're owned by the right person, they could be. Um, Probably won't be. then again, this is the, now that Marvel's done it and brought everybody together, it's, we're going to have another shared universe. Um, let's see. Daniel says, you should do a real rant on Playmobil the movie. If it makes you mad and you want to bash it, that'll be the review. Uh, I save real rant for special occasions. I almost did one on Amazon. I had an idea for one for a joke I was tired of hearing in movies, and if I keep hearing it, I might do it eventually. But I try to save real rant for special occasions, just for one movie. See, movies, even the worst movies, don't make me that mad anymore because I'm getting too old to be mad about movies. I still enjoy critiquing movies. I still enjoy going to movies. I still enjoy talking about them. I still enjoy watching them. And when I see a bad one, I'm just kind of like, that sucked. But then I still try to find reasons why it's good or bad. And I don't know. There hasn't been too many movies that have made me that mad lately. I mean, there might be some, and I may joke about some making me mad, but there's some. The ones that I think upset me the most are the ones that are so pretentious that I hate using the word cringe, but it makes me cringe. I don't think it's cringy. It makes me cringe because I'm just sitting there going, why are you so full of yourself? Like London Fields. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I think it was last year, or like Serenity this year. They're just movies that are so up their own, what, that you're just like, why do you really think this is that important? Do you really think this is you're giving us this special message? Do you really think your story's that good? That you can have your actors acting like this and trying to give us these messages in your movie. And there's plenty of movies like that, but there's some that are I have a special place for some of those. That, like I said, like a Serenity or something like that are just kind of they're kind of just full of themselves. Those are the movies that kind of irk me, but even those I'm just like, it's over, I'm done. And then I talk about it and I don't have to talk about it again. Let's see, where was I? Bill says, my prediction, the Cats movie can't stop playing with the Playmobil. Probably not. I wonder which one's going to do worse. It's going to be Playmobil. But Daniel says Powerpuffs did get a movie. I thought so. I was never really into that show, so it was kind of past whenever I was watching a lot of newer cartoons. But I swear it got one. Paul says a live-action Johnny Quest movie would be good. Give it a PG-13 rating. Daniel says, I want Walt Disney Animation Studios to do a shared universe also. Wasn't that Wreck-It Ralph 2? They were all in there. I know. I hope Marvel's the only one that stays in a quote-unquote shared universe. That being said, I would like to see the Star Wars shows share a little bit with the movies. I just don't think... Like, in a way, I understand what Marvel's doing with their shows. It's like, well, you're going to have to watch these two shows to understand what's going on in this movie. I don't know what I think of that, but I have Disney Plus anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But I don't feel you should have to buy Disney Plus to know what's going on in a movie. Paul says CM Punk is in the horror reboot of Rabid. I didn't know that. I knew he was doing another horror movie. It's called like The Girl on the Third Floor. I think it just came out not too long ago. I'm gonna be watching it eventually. I know that because I saw him during an interview and he brought it up. I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch that. I didn't know he's making another movie though. Yeah, I know he's trying his hand at acting some. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't watched my real rant about CM Punk returning to WWE, it's on the channel. Let's see. Daniel says, if you do a real rant on a bad Harmless Kids movie, you might get 1 million subscribers. You lost your chances with Ugly Dollars on Arctic Dogs, so Playmobil is your chance to be famous. Don't want to be famous, just want to have fun. You know what? I mean, it's too easy to do a rage video on something. And when I do a real rant, I try to have a little bit of fun with it. I've done real rants where I was really angry. But then again, I did a real rant one time, and I think I've told this story. I did a real rant one time about Michael Bay, and it was just angry and ugly. And I'm like, I don't want my channel to be this. I don't want to be this angry and ugly about something. Um, this was before Dora came out because I cast Dora. And granted, the only one I got right was Dora, who they cast for Dora, and I knew that's who he's gonna pick, and sure enough, he did because she was in that Transformers movie. Um, but man, I did an ugly, ugly. I mean, just hate, almost hate filled real rant, and I edited the thing, and I even uploaded it. And I'm just like, do I really want to put this out there? And granted, it probably would have gotten a lot of hits, but then also it would have gotten a lot of cheers and jeers, and probably would have invited some ugliness um, that I don't want on the channel. Um, I just I want to try to keep my channel fun, and if that means I don't have tons and tons of subscribers, then so be it. Sure, I want to see the channel grow. Sure, I want to see the subscriber count go up. Sure, I want to see the view count go up. The view count has gone up a little bit on some of my things, which I was happy to see. But if I have to do ugly things to get it, I don't think I could live with myself doing that. Again, I like to have some fun doing rage videos. And if I do have something I really need to get like to talk about or get mad about, I will. Like if there's something I really need to talk about that's upsetting me or something. It's but when it comes to movies and TV shows and stuff, I don't want to throw just ugliness out there for the sake of ugliness. I just want to have fun doing this. Um, and yeah, it would be easy to rip on the Playmobil movie, and I'm sure I'll have some bad things to say about it, but I'll probably do it in a joking way. Um, but because I remember when the Emoji movie came out, everybody was doing, hate movie or hate reviews, right? And I'm just like, what can I do? And the only thing I did was I made it look like I was texting something saying this movie is poop emoji, and that to me was funny, and I put it up there, and that was my review. Because I didn't have much to talk about. I didn't like it. I've seen it since, and if my kids get a little bit of enjoyment out of it, then I'm fine with that. But I didn't need to just throw a lot of ugliness out there about it. I know a lot of people like to see that online. I can't be that on this channel. Again, if there's something serious I need to talk about, or if something really upsets me, that I'll talk about. Um, but it was, uh, if something I need to talk about, I will. But if it's something about a movie that's just, a movie sucks, I can't be one of those channels, man. I just can't. Um, Desiree says, I can already imagine how people will whine about Haji being a stereotype Indian in the Johnny Quest live action. People got to complain about everything. It's true. Desiree says, I haven't seen anything else but The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Worth it. Although I did look up Don't Look Under the Bed because I seem to be the only one who remembers it. I didn't watch that one, but I know what it is. Saw it a bunch as a kid. I've been watching Forky Ask a Question just because they're 3 minutes long. There's a few other things I'm sure I'll get to. I know there's some movies on there that my kids want to see that we'll watch. And of course, when the Marvel stuff starts showing up, I'll be watching that stuff too. Kanto says, I understand being sick of shared cinematic universe, but one thing I would love to see is a Stephen King cinematic universe. Many of his books take place in the same world. Right. I think that show, whatever it's called, the show that they're doing, was it Castle Rock? Isn't that like a bunch of different Stephen King stuff? And then I know they were kind of teasing in Dark Tower. They were teasing in Dark Tower. They had something about Pennywise in there. Whether or not they were going to do something shared, I don't know. Or it was just an Easter egg, I don't know. But yeah, the whole thing with them taking place in Castle Rock and everything definitely makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Daniel says Michael Bay in his studio wasn't involved with the Door movie. They were at first. He was a producer of it at first. If he left it or whatever, that's one thing. But he was at first. And that's whenever this was a while ago, even before they even cast it, he was involved. Paramount was just trying to make the news more interesting. And I'm pretty sure he was involved, and whether or not he was in the end, I don't know. But whoa, this thing just jumped on me. Let's see. Desiree says, well, they'd have to introduce the Crimson King in the Kingverse, since he's the biggest bad in the books. He's able to create deadlights, which is what Pennywise is made of. Okay. And he hoards psychics. Daniel says, real rant, okay, boomer. Okay, boomer is an annoying meme. I don't even know what okay, boomer is. It doesn't make sense. Okay, what is okay, boomer? I don't really do a lot of memes. I've seen that the Baby Yoda is the new Kermit drinking tea meme. That's about the only thing I know. Okay, boomer. Yeah, I don't know that one. Yeah, I'm not even seeing. Yeah, I'm not even seeing one that's consistent of what it is. Let's see. Okay, boomer. Yeah, I don't know what that one is, man. Sorry, I'm bringing this back up. The way I'm doing this live stream now, I have to bring up like 14 different things. Let's see. Kanto says yes, Castle Rock. Yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard some people say the show is good. I've heard some people say it's not. I have not seen it, so I can't really comment on it. Desiree says, okay, boomer is a lame insult about baby boomers being out of touch and don't understand modern society, but it's now used as a general insult to dismiss people. Okay. You know, memes are never going to go away, but there are some good ones. There's a lot of bad ones, so I'm not surprised. If you guys got anything else you want to talk about, go ahead and throw it in there. Just some channel things. Some of you may not have been here at the beginning. An update on Gino's Bad at Games. The game I'm playing is taking me a lot longer than I thought it was because I don't know if I'm even going to be able to beat it. So if you're waiting for Gino's Bad at Games, please be patient. It's on its way. I'm hoping I can beat the game. But if I can't, I'll review the game. So I'll do something about the game. I'm really hoping to beat it. I'm trying really hard, but there's no difficulty switch on this game, and the game just it wrecks you. So, but I finally, after 3 days and like 5 tries, I beat this whole mission finally, and had to piece together a bunch of different clips instead of just going straight through. So I was quite proud of myself, but I'm hoping I can beat the game. If I can, I'll review the game. I'm not going to give it too much time, but because I want to get it out there, but I am going to keep trying because when you do beat a level, it is very satisfying. And then also, along with the Mandalorian episodes, I'm doing episode by episode reviews for those. I'm also doing reviews of the new Harley Quinn show. Now, the reviews this Friday are going to be a little late. They may even show up on Saturday for those two shows because I'm working all day. Friday, we're having like a toy drive at the station I work at. And then I'm helping with my kids, and then I got to go to a movie on Friday. It's just going to be busy, busy, busy. I may save the movie till Saturday. I don't know because I really want to watch The Mandalorian, and I do want to see if the Harley Quinn show steps it up a little bit, and just doesn't become just like we can be dirty to be dirty, like the first episode was. So anyway, keep an eye on the channel for those. The first 4 episode reviews are up for The Mandalorian, and the first episode review for Harley Quinn is up. I am caught up on Titans, but I don't think I'm going to review it. I just don't have a lot to say about it. I'm just watching it. I'm also watching The Dragon Prince season 3 on Netflix. If you haven't seen The Dragon Prince, if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, some of the people that were involved in that show are doing The Dragon Prince. Even the seasons are kind of the same set up. It's kind of the same way as Avatar: The Last Airbender. The different chapters have a name, and the show's fantastic. I'm really enjoying this 3rd season. I think it's going to feel a little short because they're trying to tell this huge story in like 13 episodes, but yeah, it's The Dragon Prince is well worth watching as of right now. I'm only I think I'm 8 episodes into season 3. The first 2 seasons were fantastic, and so far season 3 is fantastic. Let's see, where was I? Daniel says thoughts on Joker. Is the first R-rated film ever hit $1 billion worldwide. It's a sea of change for comic book movies. We know that Birds of Prey is going to be R. I don't think Aquaman or Wonder Woman will ever be R. I can see Batman being R, though. You never know. Granted, I think they will try to force a PG-13. That being said, if, say, Birds of Prey makes a ton of money, you never know. I think DC was wise in letting Joker be R, because it just, it gives that adult demographic something other than Deadpool, So yeah, I could see them they're doing Birds of Prey. I imagine whatever other Harley movies they'll do will be R. And I have a feeling the Batman is going to be R. I mean, if I'm wrong about that, I won't be surprised. But I have a feeling, that, especially if Birds of Prey does well, Batman will be R too. So good for it. Joker's a good movie. Unnecessary maybe, but I enjoyed it. Let's see. Dale says it will go down in history books, and your kids might do a history on that record-breaking movie in their high school years. Maybe. Eventually, like my youngest son's into comic books, and eventually I'll share those movies with him. He ain't gonna watch that movie for a while, not till he's older. But he's in. Right now he can enjoy. There's other comic book movies and cartoons he can enjoy. He's now that we have Disney Plus, Ryan is going through 90s Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man right now. And he's really enjoying both of them. I'm trying to nudge him towards the 90s X-Men cartoon as well. Let's see. Paul says, think Rise of Skywalker will be the last Star Wars movie? No. Now, in the Skywalker saga, yes. But will Rey, Finn, and Poe, or whoever survives, be involved in other movies? Yes. I have no doubt. There's too many toys to sell of Rey for this to be her last movie, to only have her for 3 movies. I could see her at least getting another 3, if not more. Let's see. Bill says, Copa has a lot of professional YouTubers scared. I don't know a ton about that. I know that they're on YouTube now. They're saying, you have to declare that you're for adults. If you're, see, I'm not strictly for kids. I mean, kids can watch most of my content because, there's some where I will play like an M-rated game or something, or I'll have to talk about serious stuff about a movie or something. But, I try to keep it fairly clean, but I can't say I'm for kids. I'm not going to try to be Ryan's World or whatever it is. By the way, I told my kids saw those Ryan World toys in the store, and I told them there's no way you're ever getting into that spoiled brat show on YouTube. They're not even really allowed to watch YouTube without my supervision anymore. Let's see. But yeah, the whole, I think larger YouTubers are going to have to be more afraid of that. I'll just put it this way. If for some reason YouTube says I can't be on YouTube anymore because of my content, I'll just put it somewhere else. I'll find somewhere else. This isn't my business, so I'm not scared. The ones that are more scared are the ones, again, professionals, as you said, the ones that are making money. I'm not making any money. Desiree says, Johnny Depp's Glove musical. That's the thing that's going to exist. Yeah, I know we joked about that a little bit on Twitter. The Johnny Depp Glove musical. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that one. I don't even know what to say about that one. It's if anyone's heard of this Johnny Depp Glove musical movie, look up some stuff on it. It's gonna be bad. Let's see if it even gets made. Kanto says, I really enjoy Castle Rock, but that might be because I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I can understand people who don't know about this, about a shared multiverse not being too into it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely imagine if I've never read a Stephen King book. My mom is huge into them. She went to go see like Dr. Sleep with me, and she was excited. She loved the book, and I think she watches Castle Rock as well. I can't remember if she said she watched it or not. If she doesn't, I'll definitely have to make sure she does, because I'm sure she'd love it. Yeah, Stephen King fans do love their content, and I like a lot of what I've seen in movies. I don't love them all, but there's some I really like, and like I love Doctor Sleep. I know it's not a popular one. I love Needful Things. I don't know why that movie resonates with me so much, but I really like Needful Things. Um, Mark says, don't know if you mentioned it before, but speaking of Harley Quinn, is the DC streaming service worth it in your opinion? If you can get it for a cheap price, yes. I got a deal on it where I paid like I got like 15, $20 off or something for the year. I mean, yeah, you've got it for the year. You've got a lot of the older movies, a lot of the old cartoons. Um, Titans has been okay. They make Batman a chump. It's not the performance per se; it's just what they have him do, and then part of the things he does really didn't. He didn't. He was. It was an. It was an illusion, and it wasn't him, so that made him look even dumber. Um, there's bad things that happen in the show that Batman would have went to stop if since you have Batman in your universe. But no, he just wants to make sure the Titans can handle it, even though a bunch of people start dying and everything. So, um, yeah, I haven't been too impressed with the show. And plus, it's they like to say the F word just to say the F word. But is the DC universe worth it? Yeah, I mean, again, just to have some of those movies and things at your disposal. Plus, there's comics on there, and I'm looking forward to some of the other stuff they're getting. Um, but if a lot of the shows don't start working out, I would dump it. It's not a must. I will say that, but I am enjoying it for what it is right now. Daniel says, "Have you seen Booksmart?" Yes, no, I have not. I'm so far behind on movies. Eventually, I'll see it, but I have not yet. Paul says, "Doom Patrol Titans movie we get an R rating." Well, if it's the show, yeah, if it's like the show, um, when the first trailer that came out for Titans was like F Batman. Um, it's even sillier when you watch the show. Um, yeah, everyone's cursing in that show, and then that's the same thing with the Harley Quinn cartoon. Also, it's just like Harley saying the F bomb, Joker saying the F bomb. Everybody's crazy, even Jim Gordon. It was a weird show. The episode was weird. I liked the animation. I liked the violence in it. I thought the violence and stuff worked pretty well for the characters, but some of the characters were a bit spastic, and all the cursing just to curse is, curse. A lot of my favorite quotes in movies involve the F bomb, but when you're just throwing it out there because you can, it just kind of gets. Meh. Let's see. Desiree says, "Give me Justice League Dark live action." Still want that. I still want the Guillermo del Toro version that he was supposed to do. That should be rated R. Heck yes, it should, for Constantine's chain smoking, cursing, hooking up both men and women, and demon obliterating. And it better be Matt Ryan. Yeah, exactly. You have spoken. Hey, I'm with you. Daniel says, Paul, are you saying that Teen Titans Go movie may be rated R? No. That one should stay how it is. I love Teen Titans Go to the movies. Let's see. Kanto says, that's a very good idea. Not to let your kids watch YouTube unsupervised. Yeah. What it was is, and I know I've probably told a story before, at least something about it. It was when they started showing videos. They were even getting them slipped onto YouTube Kids, like videos of the Paw Patrol getting killed and stuff. I really had to watch that, and thankfully, I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse, but the tablets that they have, I can control what they can and can't use. But they had YouTube Kids, but all of a sudden these tablets are a few years old, so they stopped allowing me to update Google, and then of course that means you can't update YouTube Kids anymore because of course owned by Google, so they don't have YouTube Kids anymore. And I still have to be careful with allowing them to have Disney Plus, so I'm watching them on that. But also, that being said, you can set up Disney Plus to be, okay, they can only watch this content. I just have to be around them, making sure they're not changing those settings. So, I just, especially YouTube, there's times my son will be like, can I watch, a playthrough of Luigi's Mansion or something? And I'm like, just make sure it doesn't have commentary. If it's just someone playing the game, I can trust him to do that. Or if my other son wants to watch I don't know, Bear in the Big Blue House or something. I just help him set it up, and then I just have to make sure that's what he's watching. Because I did see him, and I don't think they were doing it on purpose, but they looked up like a Pokemon video, and it ended up being some weird animation that somebody made. But it's they you just have to be careful with kids because they may not mean to be looking up stuff. That being said, I had to take away YouTube privileges from my younger son because he was looking up Mario videos that had whatever the wizard is, the one that rides the broom or whatever. Is he riding a broom? I think he's got like glasses. I don't know the character's name, but someone had animated him where he was like throwing out a bunch of curse words, and that's why my son was watching it. So it's I can't give them free reign on YouTube. There's just no way. Let's see. Bill says, Gino, that's my secret, Copa. I'm always demonetized. I have monetization. It's just I don't make enough. I've only ever gotten one check from YouTube I've been on YouTube since 2011. That being said, I've only been monetizing, I don't know, a few years. I've only ever hit the milestone once. That being said, they also took it away from me because I didn't have the milestones at the time. I did get them back, but I'm close to hitting my other milestone. I'll probably hit it sometime next year. So yeah, what a career. Let's see. Paul, Titans live action TV show. He's answering Daniel. Okay. Daniel says, I'm so sorry that your kids wouldn't watch the YouTube videos without your permission. It's not your fault. It's this puppet dude named Jeffy. What the heck is Jeffy? Making me look up too much stuff here. Jeffy, YouTube. What is that? I have never seen that one. Huh. Yeah, I've never seen that. I've been on them about YouTube for a long time because I don't, it's less me trusting them and more of me not trusting YouTube because I don't even trust YouTube for me. Never know what you're going to bring up. And Bill says Kamek. That's right. Okay, that's the character's name. My son has used it before and he has toys and everything, but I can never remember it. All right, guys, if you got any more questions, comments, definitely get them in. If not, we're going to wrap it up here in a bit. I got to get some sleep tonight. Thank you guys for joining me again. If you got anything else you want to talk about, we'll definitely stick around and talk about it. But other than that, we're going to wrap her up because I'm a bit worn out. But as always, guys, thank you so much for joining me here and helping me have a good time because even when I'm down in the dumps like I am this week because of everything that's going on, Christmas shopping, credit cards and everything, it's just and of course Amazon. God, love you, Amazon. It's I appreciate you showing up here because when we get talking, I get out of my shell a little bit and I get it. And if I'm having a pity party, I get out of it. I leave the pity party and go to the good party, and I have you guys a lot to thank for that because it's been a really crap, it's been a really crap week and you guys have helped make it better. So thank you so much. Let's go back to the comments here for a sec. It's so hard to judge what's for kids. It's all dependent on a parent's discretion. You're smart to control that. That's how it should be. That's just it. If look, I grew up watching, I was watching horror movies at 7, 8. I'd be like, Mom, can I watch this with you? Well, and then Mom and I had the talk of if you ever have nightmares or you think it's real, you can't watch it. And I've been fine ever since. My kids aren't ready for that though. So, and I'm not saying it was bad for me to watch that stuff, but I'm just gauging my kids, but I don't want, the world is harsher out there now. There's more out there that they can get access to, more weird stuff, more bad stuff, or at least stuff that they shouldn't be seeing yet. So I'm just trying to do the best I can to, just keep them young as long as I can. I don't want them to grow up too fast, and I'm gonna teach them what they need to know. I don't need YouTube to do that for me, and also teach them stuff they don't need to know. Paul says, "Are you going to any cons next year?" Yes, I am. I am definitely, and I can't talk about why. But I am definitely going to Indiana Comic Con for a couple days. I don't have a table or anything. Don't think that I can't afford a con like that to have a table. But I have something I'm doing there, but I cannot talk about it because I don't want to talk about it and then it not happen. Like if something happens, but something that is very exciting to me is going to happen there. I'm having to spend money on hotels I don't have, or money I don't have for hotels. Probably for equipment I don't have money for. Thank you, tax returns. But yeah, I'm definitely going to Indiana Comic Con. I'm considering going to C2E2 for a day. I'm considering going to, I think it's Kansas City. Is it like Planet Comic Con? I think. I'm considering that one too. So yeah, I'm definitely going to Indiana Comic Con. That's the definite one. Unless my plans fall through, which I really hope they don't. That you never know, they might. But I really hope they don't. So, because I'm very excited. Something I finally, it's taken me 2 years. I think it's been 2 years that I tried something and it didn't work out, and now it could happen this year, and I'm very happy about that. You'll know more about it after it happens. It's in, what month is that? I think it's April. I think is when Indiana Comic Con is. I've already booked my hotel and everything. I'm more going for this than I'm going to do guests and things, but I'll probably still do some guests and stuff while I'm there. But yeah, definitely Indiana Comic Con. Others I'm thinking about. Kanto says the only thing I'm worried about with Kappa. I do a lot of book reviews, and while I mostly review books for adults, I've reviewed children's novels before. Well, you know what though? I think you'll be okay because, again, I think they're trying to deviate that someone's doing, you know, and I'm hoping this actually kind of screws over someone like the Paul brothers because kids are watching them and kids should not be watching and learning from them. You know what I mean? I'm hoping they have to say, you know, we're not for kids, because then, you know, they'll, you know, grandkids will probably still watch them guys. But, you know, I think they're trying to deviate. Okay, this video, you know, they're just trying to separate things. And of course, like everything else YouTube does, it probably won't work out, but, you know, they're at least trying to separate, you know, and I know Kappa was something about, you know, they're wanting us to say we're not for kids, but it was because they got in trouble for something. I don't remember exactly what all. Someone explained it to me, but I don't think it's going to really affect smaller channels, at least for a long time. Bigger channels are ones that are really going to have to worry about it. And again, if they take me off of here, well, I hate Facebook, but I'll go there. I guess. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Because as long as I can do a setup like this, I'll do it. Wherever it is. Let's see. Where was I? Desiree says YouTube is a flawed system that can't hurt everyone. There's thousands of content creators. Should be up to parents to keep an eye. Oh, definitely. I mean, but that being said, they need to try. You know, when Paw Patrol characters are getting killed, you know, and kids are seeing that. You know, yes, it's not up to YouTube to babysit your kids, but it should be kind of a, you know, both sides are trying to work together to make sure it works. Kanto says, but even my reviews on children's novels are not meant for kids. You know what though? That's okay, I think, because like I said, if you just say it's not a kids channel, you know, I know. Granted, I know the Christmas video I did last year was I read the Die Hard Christmas book. You know, yeah, it's not for kids. You know, so I mean, like I said, I think as long as you say your channel isn't for kids, you'll be okay. You know, if a kid watches it, you did your part. So, uh, you're doing what they asked, basically. But anyway, where was I? Daniel says, Jeffy is way worse than that Mario and Koopa cussing vid that your son was watching. As far as I know, they ain't watching it because thankfully, their only access to YouTube right now, I don't let them on the computers in the house. Um, I occasionally would let my son use my old laptop to play like a math game called Prodigy, but he can play it on his laptop or on his tablet now. Um, uh, so he doesn't need to play it on my laptop. And then YouTube on my Xbox 360 doesn't work very well anymore. So even if they try to use it, it doesn't work half the time. So I don't have to worry about it too much. I still have to keep an eye on him though. But I'd never heard of Jeffy. I'll definitely keep my eye out for that one though. Desiree says, I saw a load of things as a kid that some parents would think my family is bad for letting me watch. Some kids are more mature and rational than others, and some are more impressionable and immature and should be kept from seeing certain things. It all boils down to parents' discretion. YouTube ain't a nanny. It ain't a person. It can't control everything. Exactly. Again, they need to try to, they need to, there's things they need to try to do that they shouldn't let on the platform, but you're right. It should be more up to the parents. Be parents. Kanto says, thank you. I hate those guys. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Paul brothers either. I barely knew who KSI was, but I have DAZN and I watched that boxing match and was wanting to see the whichever Logan brother was gets face pounded, and I was happy to see him lose. Desiree says, you shouldn't advertise to kids. It's against guidelines, and the Paul brothers do no matter what they say. Yeah, they do that whole, what is it? It's the, what is it? They do the gambling, not gambling websites and everything. But anyway, yeah, it's, yeah, they totally do it, and they know they're doing it, and they get away with it. Let's see. We try not to get political on here, Yoda, so I'm not going to answer that. Let's see. Daniel says, I discovered the birds and the bees on YouTube when I was 14. Let's see. Paul says, are you going to see the movie Queen and Slim? I have seen it. I just haven't had time to do a review. I had some issues with the movie. All in all, there were some things I really liked, and some things I didn't. It was really kind of middle of the road for me. No pun intended. But there were some things I liked, things I didn't. That movie was very, let's just say a lot of things that happened in that movie were very convenient. And then, okay, Yoda, I don't know what you're saying in your messages, but if you want to hang out and talk movies and shows with us, that's cool. If not, I hate doing it, but I may have to block you, bud. That's not what this live stream's about. Bill says, I agree. I think maybe you're referring to us not talking about politics and stuff. But anyway, if you guys got anything else you want to talk about, definitely throw her in here. And we'll talk about it. But yeah, I'll probably eventually get to a Queen and Slim review this weekend because, again, I'm trying to finish Gino's Bad at Games. And I've got those 3 levels are going to be difficult. But I will get to that review hopefully this weekend. But so, yeah, I saw it on, was it Sunday, I think? Again, it's been so, between the Amazon stuff and trying to finish that game and work and everything else, I just haven't been able to do the review. Again, I wouldn't call it a great movie. I wouldn't call it a bad movie either. Just kind of, middle of the road for me. But anyway, let's see. Okay. Sorry, Yoda, I had to do it. But like I said, it ain't this kind of stream, bud. Let's see. Where was I? Desiree says YouTube has a kids app, which my kids did use for a while. But naturally it's condensed. Kids probably get bored and insist on using the main platform. Um, yeah, and like I said, even that Paw Patrol stuff is what got by on YouTube Kids. That's why they had to like whatever you want to say, re up it or whatever. Um, but they had to do it because Paw Patrol would end up dying and stuff, and uh, they did do a good job, I thought, after the redo of it that they did after they fixed it. Um, so there for a while, I was working just fine. But yeah, kids, I'll say, my kids got enough out of it. They were finding at least most of what they're looking for, and then if they couldn't find what they're looking for, I would, set up. Uh, I would set up YouTube for them and be with them as they did it. Scott says, "I missed the stream. Good to see you on though." Hey Scott, how you doing? Um, yeah, it's just about done. But there we talked about plenty. So there's definitely whenever it should be. I'll probably have it public tomorrow because it'll take a while to process, but it'll definitely be there for you to watch. You get to hear me rant a little bit about Amazon. That's a big thing. And all the wonderful comments. Paul says, "Did you see Beast Boy go home uh, to Doom Patrol on Cartoon Network?" Did I see Beast Boy go home to Doom Patrol on Cartoon Network? I don't know what you mean there, Paul. I know that Beast Boy on the live show started with Doom Patrol, and then he was on Titans, but I'm not sure what you mean. Um, so if you can kind of explain that comment, sorry. Desiree says they should just really gauge a channel based on average viewer age and just block certain aged viewers below their basic demographic. I don't know what they can do to make anything work because anybody can watch anything. Anyone can watch anything they want on that. If you unless you're signed in, because I guess you have to be signed in to watch the age restricted stuff. I've always been signed in, so um, I've always been signed in, so I've never had a problem with things getting blocked. But I guess if you're not signed in, you can't watch age restricted stuff. Um, it's such a difficult platform to do that on. Let's see. Bill says, "Oh, the Christmas songs I have for you." Definitely put them in. Send them to me on Twitter, or put them in the chat when this video goes live. Definitely, I'm looking for suggestions for the Christmas disaster playlist. Just, I mean, granted, I've got the Corey Taylor song in there that's got some cursing, um, but uh, I most of the songs are pretty clean. Um, let's see. Daniel says, "I'm surprised that Yoda's the first person to get banned on this chat. I thought might be the first. Your day's coming, Daniel." No, man, you're cool on this channel most of the time. I mean, everyone's gonna say something eventually that might irk somebody else, right? But you know what? That's just it. Most of us try to be cool on here, and if he doesn't want to be cool, he can't be here. And I don't like dropping the ban hammer. I really don't. I hate the idea of dropping the ban hammer. But if people don't want to be, if it reminds me of a commenter I had one time. I don't remember the movie, but I did my review, and they just ranted on me. This big long paragraph ranting on me and saying things that I never said, right? And then I calmly said to them, "Look, here's my position. This is how I feel about this." And I rationally talked about the stuff they talked about. And they go, "Oh, and they apologized. They're like, "I thought you were just one of these people that felt this way," right? And I'm like, it's, I just like, look, if you want to stick around and have fun with us, great. If not, man, this ain't the channel for you. And he was just like, "I appreciate that. And I thank you for explaining it." And, it's just, I've dealt with mostly cool people. Someone tried to ask a question on one of the live streams not too long ago. I don't remember what it was. Something about a race war or something. Do I think a race war is going to happen in America? This was months ago. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I was just like, look, this ain't the channel for it, and they didn't comment again. It's just like, I was kind of hoping that this would happen with Yoda, but because I'd want new viewers to show up and ask questions. But if you're gonna, I mean, Lord knows what he was saying. I want to say, yeah, I can't see the message now because they're hidden, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of or language that was, but I don't want someone to come to this channel and see that I allowed it to be on here. Again, if you want to be cool, and I'm happy to have you. You guys know that. I just want things to be cool here. But there's always going to be somebody, but I'm not going to play into that game. If you want to debate a movie, that's one thing. If you want to say, do I support this country or this country, this isn't a political channel. I mean, I have my ideas on political stuff. Mainly, I don't like a lot of politicians, mainly most of them, if not all of them. But I don't trust any of them. But this isn't a political channel. This is about TV and movies and having fun. And, we can talk about real stuff, but I'm not going to start arguments just for the sake of starting arguments. And I have a feeling that's what that person was trying to do. And I ain't playing into that crap. Let's see. Daniel says, how was your Thanksgiving dinner? It was all right. We didn't really have a Thanksgiving dinner per se. My ex-wife got the boys for lunch. So they had their typical Thanksgiving dinner at lunch. We had a breakfast. Had a big breakfast in my mom's house. It was fantastic. Biscuits, gravy. My dad got a waffle maker and he can't stop making waffles now. Bacon, eggs, hog jowl, everything you can think of for breakfast. And then mom made turkey and stuff, and we just took that stuff home later, and that stuff's gone. I didn't take a ton home, but it's pretty well gone. But it was fine. The breakfast was fantastic. I'd rather have a big breakfast than a Thanksgiving meal, to be honest, and that's what we did. Paul says he went home to see his family in a Teen Titans Doom Patrol cartoon crossover. I don't know anything about that. I don't remember. I don't know anything about that. Sorry. I just, like I said, I used to watch the old Teen Titans cartoon, but, and I haven't watched Doom Patrol, the live action one. I know they were in the couple episodes of the Titans. That's about all I know about it. Let's see. Desiree says, like a basic viewer, ages like 13 plus, those underage, should be kept from watching. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what YouTube can do to keep people from watching certain things. They really can't. It is more up to the parents. Daniel says, life of the party or green bean casserole, the gun. Okay, I'll put it this way. Life of the party is about 2 hours of my life. I can choke down green bean casserole and pretty quickly. My stomach might regret it later, but my stomach will be regretting it watching Life of the Party later too. So I'd have to probably say green bean casserole, but man, do they both suck. Bill says, why doesn't YouTube just ban advertisements targeted to kids? There's too much money out there. It's all about money, of course. There's too many kids movies to promote. There's too many toys to promote. That's why. Paul says, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is a good Christmas song. I agree. I like that song. Desiree says, they do try to ban ads targeted to kids on kids content, but when someone puts ads on their actual videos, that's hard to filter through. That makes sense. I don't know anything about putting ads on their actual videos. Because I guess you can do that. I just let YouTube do that. Let's see. Daniel says, ruin kids Christmas with 3 or 4 words. No presents this year. Let's see. Canto says, there's a time and place for politics, but some people don't seem to understand. Granted, I'm not sure if Yoda was actually trying to talk politics or just being a troll. Exactly. And that's just it. Whatever Yoda's, which by the way, I liked his name, Yoda. I mean, that was funny. I was hoping I was going to maybe a Star Wars question from him, but or him, her, whatever. But you know, troll wanting to talk politics, whatever. I'm just not going to play the game, man. I if people want to stay here and be cool, that's cool. If people don't want to be cool, then bye. Desiree says, like slime channels telling people to buy their slime that's now in stores, while slime channels aren't necessarily for kids. Kids are primary viewers, and that becomes a gray area. Exactly. I've seen like let's create the gelatin soda bottle thing that is like the same video every time, and um, but anyway, um, yeah, there's no stopping those channels. It's I don't know. YouTube's a gray area. And this is the last comment I'm going to read, unless you guys pop in a bunch while I'm reading it. Daniel says, I'm having a feeling Yoda will get a new YouTube channel and come back for vengeance. And you know, if they come back again, if I see one thing, I'll make the same offer. I'll say, if you want to stick around, be cool, be cool. If not, ban. I hated doing it. I felt bad doing it, but they didn't want to be cool, so they don't want to be cool. Said, bitch, be cool. Yeah, just I want cool people on this channel. I want to have fun on this channel. If you want to be a jerk, then I don't want you here. I mean, just you want to be cool, let's be cool. Paul says, heard Godzilla vs. King Kong got pushed back in November. I did not hear that, but honestly, after the reaction that the last Godzilla movie got, I'm not surprised. Maybe they're going to work in a better story. Maybe they'll make the humans likable this time. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I'm definitely beat. Thank you again so much for joining me. Again, it makes my day, even though Yoda tried to ruin it. Makes my day that you guys showed up. You guys just help me get in a better mood. So thank you so much for joining me. That's going to be all for this edition of the Low Budget Livestream. I hope you guys have had a good time, as good time as I have had. See you later.